Seconds to go. One last gasp for Edmonton. Bouchard's pass didn't click with Draisaitl. 12 seconds to go. Florida trying to end it up against the wall, which would be fitting. 3 seconds to go. The Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
For the first time in their 30-year history, the Florida Panthers are Stanley Cup champions. They made it about as hard on themselves as they possibly could, battling a valiant Edmonton team that had rallied from adversity all season long. And Paul Maurice, coaching lifer, 30 years in the National Hockey League, has his Stanley Cup.
What the puck is going on?
Here's your host of What the Puck is Going On, Dave Metzger.
All right, welcome back. Thursday, May the 22nd. Here we are for Game 2 in the Eastern Conference Final. But, Steve, let's touch base.
Both live in the studio, Dave.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
That's a treat. Feels good to be back in the studio, I will say that much.
Yep.
So, Steve, let's touch on the Western Conference before we go over this game. Game 1 last night. What a thrilling game that was. Edmonton and Dallas. Edmonton playing very well that whole game. They had a 3-1 lead at one point. And then here comes Dallas, Steve. They scored 3 times in the third period alone on the power play. So is there anything that we may have learned from last night?
Yeah, if you're Edmonton, don't take stupid penalties because you could pay the price ultimately. And it makes sense too, right, Dave? If Dallas is going to find sustained offense, it comes against a goalie who's probably done pretty good, a little bit above his head. He's been playing. So put pressure on him on the power play, right? And get some consecutive shots. And that was the deal. They couldn't keep it out of the zone, Edmonton. So once Dallas was able to kind of hammer away, then the momentum wave was just too much. And a good showing by Dallas. That really changes my perspective a little bit about how the series could go.
Right, Steve. And bad things will happen when you're hemmed in to your own zone for a long period of time. I mean,
yeah, and maybe Edmonton get a little too comfortable in their shoes. Things have been a little bit easier for them. They take the early lead. Maybe they think this is a little bit of a breeze. And then, next thing you know, you start accumulating penalty minutes. Now, Dallas had penalty minutes too, but they were much better, obviously, on their penalty kill than the Oilers were. So if you're the Oilers, you got to stay out of the box. That's the moral of the story for them.
And Steve, I don't know if you watched that game till the end. Something that I thought was kind of funny was, the camera pans over to Draisaitl and McDavid sitting next to each other on the bench, and you can visibly see that they're pretty tired. We're getting kind of deep into the playoffs now, so everybody's probably a little tired, and they're just looking at each other like, "What the hell do we have to do?" Right. I mean, Draisaitl scores. McDavid was involved. He's getting in there, and those guys are putting up these crazy efforts. And then just to lose a game like that, you figure it is a little deflating. So we'll see how Edmonton is able to respond.
Yeah, that interesting body language because you feel like Dallas, if they have anything, they have good team chemistry now.
Right.
Especially with Rantanen in there. It's kind of like they've been got that little bolt of juice. Heiskanen too, who scored last night, right?
Yep.
And
So
a big lofty number to score as well.
I'm
I
telling
think
you,
it's over 7-1.
Steve, we're going to touch on it in this next game, but I'm going to go ahead and the goal scorers, we talked about it yesterday as well, but that is just a fun way to play right now.
Well, especially because we're getting overs too, Dave. I mean, we've had an over game in the first game of the Eastern Conference. I suspect it's going to go over again tonight, and then plenty of goals to go around in the 6-3 game last night, 9 goals total. So, yeah, I mean, there's some good payouts of 2 goal scorers as well.
Oh, absolutely. So that's the West. Interesting game there. I still think this series, obviously it's game 1, far from over. But Dallas looks good, and I think if they bring that the rest of the way, then I think they have a good shot. So, Steve, let's jump into Eastern Conference Game 2. We're still in Carolina. What can you say about the Florida Panthers in that last game? I mean, they steal a game on the road, Steve, and that's one of the most important things I can think you could do in the playoffs, correct?
Trouble for Carolina. It has to be. That was their chance. And I said it too. If Carolina's going to make a series of it, they needed to win that game 1. And then after that, it's going to be all kind of uphill for them. And that's the way it's going to be. If Florida wins this tonight, I mean, that's it, Dave. I don't see how Carolina steals 2 on the road. They might steal the 1 still. All right. But, this will come back to Raleigh with them down 3-0 if they even get back to Raleigh.
Right.
Or
right.
3-1, I should say, even if they get back. Otherwise, they're done. They can continue to travel south from Miami if they so choose to.
Right.
Once the Panthers dispatch them. So this is it. This is a must-win for Carolina tonight. I don't know if they answer the bell either. Florida's just, again, it's the 2 similar styles, and Florida does it better.
Right. And Steve, we've said it before, and especially in the regular season. Now, things always change in the postseason. But also, if Carolina is in a 0-2 hole going on the road, Steve, they're not really the greatest road team in my eyes. And you got to go to an environment that the Panthers have created over the last couple of years. That was once a franchise where not many people, really gave a damn, but they build this winning culture there. And now they're going, trying for a back-to-back. I mean, you got to think that's going to be a tough arena to play in once they get back there, especially if they're 0-2. So we'll see how the Carolina Hurricanes can respond tonight. Steve, your total here is 5.5 plus 105 for the over is what I'm seeing right now. Plus 114 money line for the Panthers. So there is some belief that Carolina is going to bounce back. Minus 135 on the money line. So, Steve, we're talking about those 2. We'll get into a little bit of props. But the total and the money line, what are your thoughts on these 2 particular items here?
I like it over for sure. And, I'll take it one step further. I mean, you're getting almost 3-1 on the puck line for Florida. It's plus 280 what I see. Minus 2.5 is plus 520. Minus 3.5, which they can do that, right?
Right.
13-1. So I would climb the ladder, Dave. I would start from the 60-minute line all the way on up, and have your little got to do the sound effect from the.
There we go. Something
Robin,
we haven't heard in a while.
Little popcorn parlay action. You'll hear ladder bets, but we've been playing this well before the ladder prop people. We've been doing these kind of bets on our shows, and we deem them popcorn parlays. Although this would be straight up, right?
Yeah, I think
so. I would climb the ladder of Florida. 60-minute line, minus 1.5, minus 2.5, and shoot. Throw $5 on minus 3.5, and you could come out a nice little winner tonight if they just manhandle Carolina,
right?
Which they have the capability to do. We've seen it already.
Yep. Well, I mean, we just saw it the other night. I got to think Carolina's going to come with a decent effort tonight.
This is it. If they don't, then they're.
I mean, it's serious trouble if they don't. Like we just touched on. I don't see how they go into Florida and take both of those games.
You're getting Florida plus 175 on a 60-minute line right now.
I think you gotta play it with Florida right now, just getting those nice numbers. Steve, let's get into some goal scorers here. We've talked a little bit about that. Seth Jarvis, plus 195 anytime goal scorer is where the number starts. You're getting pretty good numbers here in the goal scoring market. Barkov, he's plus 270. Svechnikov, he's plus 220. So, Steve, let me get your two goal scorers here. Who do you think? Give me two that you like, and then maybe two of a longer shot.
Well, so if we're gonna go kind of common, Carter Verhaeghe's hot to me,
right?
In the last couple of rounds, so him at plus 280 is a nice price, I think overall. And Matthew Tkachuk has not been involved yet.
He's due.
So maybe a Verhaeghe Tkachuk little parlay together for those two. But I'm wondering when this long shot of defensemen with Aaron Ekblad and Gustav Forsling will kind of ring home, and we'll throw in a fourth liner, AJ Greer. Okay, $5 pays $3,069 on those three guys to score a goal. So I'm going to take a shot at something like that, and then the Verhaeghe and Tkachuk is at 10-1 even money.
Oh, I like that.
At 10-1 even. So, $100 to win 1,000 sounds very tempting on those two.
Just two guys to score.
It's always a Sam, right? It's Sam Bennett.
Yeah,
or Ryan Hart is the other option, and then they are magnets to score. Marchand is due at some point in the series. You got to figure he's going to get in,
and he's having a great playoffs right now.
So, there's all kinds of options here. Ekblad already scored as well, but know that Ekblad and Forsling just together, if we take out that fourth defenseman or that fourth lineman, is at 90-1 just for the two of them. And $10 wins $892 on the 25% profit boost. I can get over $1,100 on just those two guys to score.
Yeah, I love that, Steve. Now, if you're thinking Carolina, who's going to get involved here? I tell you what I like is a longer shot here, Steve.
Yeah.
Shane Gostis.
Yeah, same guy. He's been hot. He gets his hands on the puck a lot, and he's been trending well. Plus 625, I think you throw him in.
I have it as a 7-1 right now.
Him, Ekblad, and Forsling, $10 pays $4,762.
I think these are the kind of things that you got to at least take a little bit of a shot on.
Right.
Goalies figure to be the same. We'll take a look at that. Yep, the same two goaltenders. Bobrovsky, he's at an over 26.5 number for him. Anderson, his number is going to be 23.5. So maybe you can even play something like that if you're looking for something a little bit more abstract. But we've kind of seen what those two guys are. So again, if you wanted to look for something a little different, maybe that's it. But Steve, what else can we really say? It's game 2. Carolina has to respond. And I guess we'll see what they do.
And I think you said it. Just now that we see some goals flash up, we're confident that we can get more goals. Why not try to hit a couple of these goal scorers at a good paying prices here, Dave?
Right.
You got some good long shots here.
And play a couple different tickets on them. I still think if we're looking at that, there's just great numbers all down the board. Sam Bennett himself is plus 285. So you pair him with somebody, maybe even like a Aho at plus 200, you're still going to get, a decent payout. Put $10 on it or something. You're not overly invested, but you're at least going to get a nice little payout off of $10. All right, Steve. I mean, is there anything else? Do you want to look at the series props, or I mean, how are we feeling
We
here?
can take a quick look at it. Let's see. Right now, Carolina to come back to win it is 2-1. Let's see. Correct score: Florida the sweep is plus 550, 4-1 plus 370, and 4-2 is at plus 330.
What about the Carolina and Florida series 5 games at plus 290? Would that something you would think about?
Yeah. I think I can get there. I believe this is a shorter series, so 4 or 5, I think, is the sweet spot for this one.
I agree. We'll see if Florida can get that done. All right, Steve. Other than that,
Yep.
Who's your pick tonight?
Climb the ladder with the Florida Panthers puck line, 60-minute line, and then go ahead and give me the long shot, Ekblad, Gustav Forsling, and we'll throw in a Carolina Hurricane, your boy Shane Gostisbehere.
All right, I like it, Steve. I'm going to go with the Panthers myself. I played a little ticket earlier. We have William Carrier for the the Hurricanes to score, and then we have Seth Jones, defenseman. He scored twice last game, and he seemed to really fit in a nice role there for the Panthers. So he's playing well. He has an excellent number. Both of those guys do to score. You're looking at 60-1 there on that 2-leg parlay. So we're going to ride with that one. All right, so that's going to do it for game 2. Steve, I'm sure we'll have some really interesting stuff to talk about come Monday when these games and series get going.
Yeah, let's see if we even have let's see where we're at. I figure at least one of them will still be going, right?
We'll see what happens over the weekend. Sure to be some good stuff to talk about Monday. So if you have any tickets, good luck, and we'll see you then.
What the puck is going